Hi, I'm Tim Tedder, licensed counselor and creator of affairhealing.com. Today, we're going to talk about bad advice. And if you listen, you can hear a lot of it.
Yeah, a little jealousy keeps the relationship exciting.
You don't need directions. Just trust your gut.
If a mosquito is biting you, just hold your breath real hard. You'll kill it.
It's not lying if you don't say anything.
This ship is unsinkable. Full speed ahead.
Time heals all wounds. Just wait it out.
Cigarettes? They're good for your throat. Doctors use them.
You know you'll save some time if you mix those two cleaning solutions together.
We're going to narrow our focus a bit and consider the bad advice that is often given about affair recovery. This is the first episode of a two-part series, and you should listen to both of them. Now that's good advice.
Welcome to The Recovery Room, a podcast presented by affairhealing.com.
In this healing place, in this healing place.
Let's start with one of the most common pieces of bad advice out there. It usually comes with a lot of certainty, very little humility, and takes one of two forms.
If your partner cheats, you should definitely leave.
If your partner cheats, you should stay. Give them another chance.
Some people swear the only self-respecting option is to dump the cheater. In fact, they say, if you don't follow this advice, you're being a chump. It's like they're announcing a universal law of nature. But on the other end of the advice spectrum are people who insist the opposite. Staying with an unfaithful spouse is the more virtuous choice. They'll tell you that marriage is a promise of for better or worse, so you need to forgive your spouse and keep your marriage. So which is right? The truth is, neither. We love to take complicated human experiences and turn them into black or white answers. It's easier that way. But affair recovery isn't one size fits all, and it's definitely not something outsiders should dictate to you. Whether someone chooses to leave or stay after betrayal, that decision belongs to them, not to their family, not to their friends, and certainly not to internet strangers with strong opinions. The real issue isn't just what choice a betrayed partner makes, it's why they make it. I've witnessed people stay and leave out of unhealthy motives. And I've seen people make both of those choices out of healthy motives. Some people stay out of fear. Fear of being alone, fear of judgment, fear of losing what they've built. Others leave out of anger or shame, hoping that walking away will erase the pain or punish their abuser. But those choices, made for the wrong reasons, often lead to more struggle and even regret later on. When recovery goes well, whether the relationship continues or not, it's usually because the decision is motivated by courage and growth rather than fear or pride. So here's the good advice. Don't let anyone else tell you what you should do after an affair. Listen to advice, but then give your decision time. Take the time to understand why you're doing what you do. Healing starts when your choice comes from informed intention, not just reaction to circumstances. Bad advice number 2.
Yeah, it's better to hide affair information because it only causes pain.
Now, I get why people believe this. When you've betrayed your partner and you're standing in the wreckage of their trust, you can feel like every new truth is another bomb going off. So the instinct is to minimize the damage. Maybe say, oh, it wasn't that serious, or you already know everything that matters. From the outside, that can sound protective, like you're trying to spare them more hurt. Sometimes that's true. But often, you're protecting yourself from the discomfort of their anger. their tears, their rejection. What I hear again and again from betrayed partners is this: the lies hurt more than the truth. The pain of dishonesty cuts deeper than the pain of any specific act. Because every lie, every omission says, you still can't trust me. And that's what breaks people. Not just what happened, but not knowing what's real anymore. Telling the truth, even about the ugly, shameful, or complicated parts, is the first step towards rebuilding any sense of safety. You can't promise your partner they won't feel pain, but you can prove you're willing to face it with them. That willingness is evidence of renewed trustworthiness. Now, this doesn't mean blurting out everything without guidance. The process of truth-telling can be tricky and painful, and there are times when timing and support really matter. That's why I encourage couples to lean on recovery resources, books, courses, qualified counselors, someone who can help you navigate the difference between helpful honesty and harmful overload. But regardless of how it happens, real healing always requires a shared commitment to truth and transparency. With very few exceptions, secrecy only keeps wounds open. So here's the good advice. Truth may cause pain, but lies guarantee it. If you want healing, start with honesty, not protection. Bad advice number 3.
An affair ruins your chance for a good marriage.
Whenever someone finds out that I specialize in affair recovery, the first question often asked is, do any marriages actually recover from an affair? Usually, the tone behind the question isn't just curiosity, it's disbelief. They assume infidelity automatically ends the story, that the only two possible outcomes are divorce or two people who stay together but never really heal. They just exist side by side, putting up with each other. Here's the truth. Many marriages don't survive infidelity. Some marriages shouldn't. There are times when the damage runs too deep, or when one partner refuses to do the work required for repair. But I've also witnessed something else. Couples who not only recover, but build a stronger, more honest, more intimate relationship than they had before. That kind of change doesn't just happen by accident. It takes two people willing to cooperate on the hard work of recovery, facing pain together, learning new ways to communicate, rebuilding trust one honest moment at a time. For those couples, the affair becomes a turning point, not the end of the story, but the moment they begin to grow something new.
Okay. Did you hear about Cindy and Gene?
No, what happened?
He cheated on her. She just found out last week.
Wow, that's awful.
I know. And get this, she's thinking about staying with him. Can you believe that?
She is?
Yeah. If that were me, no way. If Dan ever cheated on me, I'd dump him on the spot. No second chances. You cheat, you're gone. Period.
You sound pretty sure about that.
Of course. Why would anyone stay after that? Once trust is gone, it's gone. They'll never be happy together now.
You know, I used to think that too, but my cousin, she went through something similar a few years ago. Her husband had an affair. I mean, it was bad. But they decided to try to work through it. They got some help, counseling, the whole thing.
And?
Well, it wasn't easy, but honestly, when I see them now, they seem more connected than before. More real with each other. I'd never want to go through what they did, but it didn't turn out terrible for them.
Really?
Yeah, I think it made them face things they'd ignored for years. I mean, I know it doesn't turn out that way for everybody, but I don't think unhappy forever is the only option.
Huh. Well, I hope I never find out.
Yeah, that's the best plan.
So here's the good advice. An affair can break a marriage, but it doesn't have to end it. If both partners decide to face the truth and do the work, what's rebuilt can be real, deep and lasting. Here's another bad advice.
After your affair, you should just be friends with your affair partner.
Another way to express this opinion is, well, just because we had an affair doesn't mean we can't still be friends. Some people will insist that as long as they keep things appropriate, no flirting, no secrets, there's no reason to end the friendship. And honestly, I understand the logic. For some people, the affair partner has been a close friend or coworker for years. It can feel extreme or unfair to suddenly cut off contact with someone who's been a big part of their life. But here's the problem. That kind of reasoning almost always underestimates the power of emotional attachment. Once a line has been crossed, once intimacy, secrecy, and attraction have been part of that relationship, it's nearly impossible to go back to just being friends. And believe me, I've been watching this play out for over 20 years, and I know what it looks like. If a couple truly wants to repair and renew their marriage, there's only one person who has the right to approve any continued contact with the affair partner. That's the one who is betrayed. And let's be honest, that approval almost never happens. There's a reason why no contact is a cornerstone of affair recovery. It's not about punishment or control. It's about protection. Protection from relapse, from confusion, from pain, from fear, from anything that threatens rebuilding trust. I know breaking contact can be difficult and even painful. It may mean changing jobs, deleting accounts, or blocking numbers, but those are the kinds of sacrifices that show a betrayed partner, you matter more than my convenience. And in those rare situations where complete disconnection isn't immediately possible, maybe because of shared work, family, or legal reasons, it's essential that the couple set crystal clear boundaries. And those boundaries should primarily reflect the betrayed partner's comfort and expectation, not the unfaithful partner's preferences. So here's the good advice. You can't rebuild trust while keeping a door open to the person who broke it. If healing is the goal, the affair relationship has to end completely. Let's hear some final bad advice.
An affair is a personal matter. You don't need to talk about it with anyone.
Anyone who has stepped into infidelity experiences the tension that comes with having to talk about it. So let me speak directly to those of you who, like me, broke the trust of your marriage. We want to avoid those conversations for a few reasons, and usually our avoidance is a mix of all three. First, we don't want to get caught up in the emotional whirlwind of pain and anger that often comes with these discussions. We'd rather have peace. So an obvious solution would seem to be, let's just stop talking about it and move on. Secondly, we don't want to feel the shame that shows up in these conversations. It feels like taking a spotlight and turning it to light up our failure, putting embarrassing acts on full display again. And finally, we avoid these talks, especially with trained caregivers, because we don't want to dig any deeper into ourselves. I see this especially with men, and I understand it because I was much the same way. They tell themselves and others that counseling is unnecessary. This is something they can figure out on their own. No need to talk to somebody else, especially not a stranger. And this reason is the most elusive because it's the least obvious and it's easy to ignore. It is, however, perhaps the most critical defense to break through because the result will have the most significant long-term impact. Listen to me. Silence doesn't make the pain go away. It just isolates it, makes you numb to it. Silence doesn't lead you to personal healing or change. It just provides a covering to minimize damage without making significant shifts in your life. You may want to move past all of this quickly out of guilt or shame, but your partner needs time and openness to rebuild trust. The pace of healing isn't set by the person who caused the harm. It's set by the one who was hurt.
Can we stop talking about this for now? Or forever? I need some sleep.
I think maybe we should talk to someone. Counselor, or maybe that group you mentioned before.
Yeah, maybe. No, I don't want to talk to anyone. They'll just take her side.
I mean, it doesn't have to be right away, but I just think we're stuck.
We're fine. We're just tired. No, we're not fine. But if I admit that, then we'll have to do something about it. And it all starts again. The questions, the looks, the guilt.
Well, you keep saying you want to move forward, but moving forward means doing something.
I know. I just don't think we need other people involved. Don't get anybody else involved in this mess. Who knows how long that would take? Just let her talk it out a little. It'll fade again.
I'm not trying to embarrass you. I just can't keep pretending we're okay.
She's right, but if we start digging, we'll start getting into that stuff that's better off buried. This doesn't need to get any messier. I'll think about it.
That's all I'm asking.
I have lived my whole life managing things on my own. The stuff I never talk about doesn't matter. Better to just keep it inside. Just keep it inside.
Beyond the talks within your relationship, some safe outside conversation is usually essential. Whether that's with a counselor, a mentor, a close friend, or recovery group, having good people who can hold your story without judgment helps you see things more clearly and stay accountable. I believe so strongly that this is a key issue for change that I've created a whole program to help involved partners work through it. It's called the Renovate Project. If you're interested, go to affairhealing.com/renovate to find out more. I'll put the link in the episode notes. So here's the good advice. Don't bury it. Healing begins when the truth is spoken, heard, held with care. Take the risk to talk about it with honesty and with people who help you heal, not hide. In the next episode, we'll consider some more bad advice. But until then, do the good stuff.